Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to be in front of so many of our esteemed colleagues, and I'm sure these two gentlemen on stage with me today feel the same. I'd like to get started to remind you guys to please check out the lovely QR code if you would like to ask these gentlemen some questions at the end of our session. I promised some insightful questions, but I'm sure the audience members have even better ones. So just to get started, I'd like to ask our audience members today to think back to the last time you might have traveled to Thailand. You might have noticed a huge retail boom happening across the country, especially in Bangkok, where international luxury brands sit side by side with homegrown retail brands as well. And these two gentlemen on stage with me today, in my humble opinion, are responsible for much of that retail growth. First, to my far right, we have Danai, who is, for the better part of 2 decades, has really shaped the luxury scene in Thailand to what we know it to be today, introducing brands like Valentino and Jimmy Choo, among many others, to the Thai market. And then to my right, we have Jitpon, otherwise known as Boom, who since 2018 has really led Gentlewoman to become one of the biggest and fastest growing fashion brands in Thailand today. So just to get started, I'd like to give our audience a general overview of just how quickly the retail market in Thailand has grown over the past few years. According to Monitor, it's set to be valued at over 170 billion US dollars by 2029, which is really impressive and among the leading figures in Southeast Asia. So I'd like to first ask, out of all the contributing factors to this growth, from the influx of luxury tourism to the massive development in retail infrastructure in Thailand, what do you think is the most prominent factor contributing to this growth? Danai, do you want to start?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, dear guests. Well, first of all, I think it's due to the rise of the middle class income in Thailand. For the past 2 decades. I started in 2005, and there were exactly one luxury shopping mall, the Emporium. And later that year, we had Siam Paragon open. So there were more options for brands to enter. And we also had high number of tourists, but most of them goes to the beaches, mountain. But later, due to the development of shopping malls in Thailand, we had more and more tourists coming from the Middle East, from around Thailand. And give or take, most of the brand that I distribute, or our own brand, we had 50% international buyers, customers buying from our products. So I guess it's the reasons are we are a hot country and rainy country. So most of the time, Thai people spend with their families and friends inside shopping malls, and people have more awareness of brands through social media, and therefore they have made up their own perception of what they would like to wear and buy.
Boom, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I agree with Danai, and in addition, I would say it could be, the retail is driven by the young entrepreneur. Yeah, in my opinion, Thailand is the land of, contradictions. I will lead you to some simple observation. I believe that, most of you ever go to Thailand before. And Bangkok is the city that you can find the street food store just right in front of the Michelin star restaurant. Yeah, and you can find like a Syrian temple sits on the same street, as the, very crowded nightclubs. Yeah, and this, for me, is a beautiful mix. And this kind of twist is the input for the creative work. I have one of my friends, he started a business from scratch. There's the one dessert is called khanom khai. It's like Thai egg cake. Usually it's very, very cheap one, like per boxes is like under $1. And this guy, I mean, they use the twist. They try to apply the French pastry technique with the French butter or something like that and make it, like 5 times more expensive. And it became like overnight hit. Yeah, so we can see a lot of entrepreneurs, not only in food, fashion, and they're trying to build up and make use of, the twist that they see absorbed from the city when they grow up along the way. And I can feel that Thailand nowadays is become the supply lead market. And the supply together is become the products that can sell, that might be able to sell to the world. Yeah, that's what I think.
Absolutely. And it's a city of beautiful contrasts, which I think is what many of us love about Bangkok. And Danai, I want to turn the conversation to you really quickly, because first and foremost, I think you have the best understanding of the Thai consumer and spending culture in the Thai market. And I wanted to ask you, because the middle class has expanded there so rapidly with greater spending power than before, I wanted to ask what the average Thai consumer's relationship with retail and luxury is like, if you wouldn't mind describing it.
I think listening to Peggy before and then Andy, I think it's very similar, that people are developing the hunger for more story, for more connection, for more services. And price isn't an issue, really. And I think Thai to be, well, that's my opinion. I think they are ready to overspend on their budget. They're so ready. I don't know. You agree, right? So if you can convince them, they don't think of what they have in their pocket. They think of what they have on their credit card limit. And similar to what Andy mentioned, it's changed a lot during COVID because we were under lockdown. We could not travel. And instead of going to, well, I used to battle a lot about gray market and Thailand. I still do with some brand that has a big gap of 30%, 40%. However, during COVID, that changed a lot. And some product that has stories, exclusivities, can catch the attention of customer and build very strong CRM system with their customer, and they gain most of the sales. However, many brands that I have talked with and have contacted me, many of them are not doing as well as they should be because they think that Thailand is just another country. Entering it is going to be easy, but these brands, they don't understand that if they don't have the budget, they don't have the understanding, they don't hire the right people, if their sales cannot reach, say, 500 million Thai baht, which is about 15 million US dollar, if they don't have that kind of revenue and the budget to build their team, they will most likely fail in our market. But if they have more budget than that and good understanding and hire the right people, they will excel in Thailand.
Absolutely. And Boom, I wanted to turn the conversation to you as well, because an interesting point you touched on earlier is, again, just the diversity and the real dynamic aspect of the Thai market. You have beautiful highs and lows. And, Gentlewoman, I think, is really admirable. Even Danai sang your praises earlier. You've really taken off across Hong Kong and Asia and around the world. Your signature tote bags, I think I can't go a day without seeing them here in the city. And I wanted to ask, what do you think made Gentlewoman so successful in Thailand and across Asia? Because it's really taken off.
I believe it's the adaptability. And believe it or not, it's also because of the COVID-19. I mean, we had a bad time, very, very bad time, tough time. We almost running out of cash. We could stay for like maybe 6 months, and then we're gonna run out of the cash. So we decided to double down and try to, sell products, even though the sales, of course, is gonna be lower because, people staying home. So what we did is that we tried to negotiate it with the factory, like no one have works anyway. So they reduced the MOQ, but we double the amount of collections. Because, we produce half, but we double the amount of the collection. So starting from, like 4 collections a year, it becomes like 8 collections, become 12. So in the end, we launched like 50 collections a year. So at the time, like people, they try to advise us to, stay silent and keep the cash, but we are too small to stay silent. So it's like this room. Before we start, everyone is talking to each other. We were small. We had no attention, but right now, no one is, talking or saying anything. Even if I whisper, you can still hear my voice. So we keep shouting along the way until people recognize our brand. Yeah. So after they recognize, then we dare enough to come up with the signature tote bag, T-shirt, headband, whatsoever. And yeah, it became hit. And then we're starting marketing abroad because we know that one day it's gonna come back. But it's more than what we expected. I mean, like after the country opened the gate, people still avoid the long haul, and luckily Thailand became the tourist destination after that. So before COVID, we were nothing. No foreigner know us, no tourists know us. And after that, they picked Thailand as a destination. So they want to find something new, something fresh. And we were quite ready because of the adaptability at the time. Yeah, so it's become today.
Absolutely. And something really interesting that both of you have touched upon is the pandemic, which was obviously an awful time for everybody globally. But, it really speaks to the Thai people's resilience about how you guys were able to weather the pandemic. I know that surprisingly, sales were also very still strong during the pandemic. And I wanted to ask a little bit about that to better contextualize the rise of Thai retail. It's really been remarkable over the past 5 years how quickly Thai brands have taken off, as well as how strong the market is doing. And so I wanted to ask about technology, for example. I was definitely personally really shocked to find that Line, which is a very popular messaging app across Asia, is actually a huge shopping app in Thailand as well. Danai, do you want to speak a little bit more about how technology has played a role in the Thai retail boom?
Yes, because Line, especially, I believe it's popular for Japan and Thailand. Especially in Thailand, it has become the main communication tools to communicate with VIP and VIC. And before COVID, okay, I'm not going to mention the brand, but there was one brand that I worked with. I must have sent myself, not my team, but I must have sent about 20 emails about asking for permission to use Line to communicate with customer. The answer was always a short no or no answer. Simple, no answer, simply no answer, because they did not understand and they did not think that it was necessary. But later, during COVID, we saw many examples from bigger brands, and then out of the sudden they asked us to form a team, build the content, etc., and then Line became, during the pandemic, in the first year, the main channel to communicate through customer for events and new collections, etc.
And Boom, how has Gentlewoman used apps like Line and other technology and social media to really blow up both online and offline?
Yeah, I would say in general, I mean, like nowadays we stopped using Line. We're still using Line as a contacting point, but we are not selling via Line anymore because the transaction is too high and we need too many admins. So we're selling via the website. But in general, I would say that it changed the landscape of the industry, like social media or communication app. Like if we turn back to more than 10 years ago, I would say the fashion industry is ruled by only few elite in the industry who can afford the runway, right? But with this kind of technology, they come to democratize the industry. So right now, like starting from maybe like I would say 10 years ago, we have what is called in Thailand IG brand, Instagram brand. So when whoever wants to start a brand, even they are not a designer, but they like what they do, so they just open the Instagram and sell via Line, answer themselves. So even nowadays, there is like a one-man show business, and you still can carry it over until today.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then another factor that I wanted to touch upon is globally at Fashion Week, I think now everyone pays attention to Thai celebrities and KOLs sitting front row. And the Thai celebrity culture is really astounding to watch from the sidelines because really I think the shift happened in the past 3 to 5 years where maybe you saw Korean celebrities give way to Thai celebrities. And what has it been like to witness that change and also to kind of work with that change on the forefront of shaping Thai's luxury and retail scene? Danai, do you want to start?
I think this is another misperception of brand from Paris or Milano looking at Thailand and thinking that they want to capture the attention and then suddenly appointing a new brand ambassador will increase their sales. I lost count of what brands appoint who in Thailand because this is another I wouldn't say mistake but misleading information. Yes, true that we have due to that we have more and more number, but it starts first with the sales figure in Thailand is higher than many people expected. And due to that, they think they want to get higher, so they appointing someone as their ambassador. But if the top tier is taken, then they have to go to the next tier and next tier, right? Many of the brand ambassadors from big houses, I don't know them. I don't.
Wow.
and okay, of course we are not talking about Lisa from Blackpink, right? But we are talking about Mr. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That I lost count, and that kind of put Thailand on the media map, but it doesn't resonate with sales. I still agree with communicating directly with the customer, which is more important.
Most definitely, and that's a very interesting insight. Boom, do you have any thoughts on Thai celebrity culture and the impact on retail?
Yeah, I believe it's impacted a lot without realization until you ask. I mean, maybe like 4 years ago, if I asked my staff in the office, like, who's your favorite artist, then the answer is gonna be, I guess it's gonna be like almost all Korean. But today, if we ask them, I believe it's gonna change. It could be like at least 50% Thai local artists. Yeah, and that helps a lot. I mean, it's gonna shift the status of Thai brand. And, where like many years ago, they kind of appreciate the international brands. But right now, they kind of, become more proud of be able to identify, seek and finding the new creative juice, like like finding the new excitement from the local brands, not only for fashion but hospitality, food, and other business. It's quite interesting.
Most definitely. And something that I think is really fascinating is that a lot of luxury watchers these days say that, we're already living in the Asian century. And I think, this whole conference, this whole Fashion Challenges Forum is great proof of that. And I want to ask, if we are already living in the Asian century, are we entering or already in the Thai decade, so to speak? Because I think it's really important to ask, why, Thailand was kind of just the inheritor of, what was maybe Korean trends a couple years ago. And also to ask, how will Thai brands continue to maintain this momentum going forward into the new year? Danai, do you want to start?
Okay, thanks to the Thai celebrity, we are better understood now that we are a country of 70 million people. Because when I was younger, studying in the UK, when I go to the post office and give them my credit card, it would say Thai Farmer Bank, and the lady would say, "Oh, what do you grow, dear?" Or a few years ago, I was at the WWD Summit in New York. Okay, again, I can't mention the company name, but I was sitting to this lady who was a VP of a very well-known credit card company. She turns to me during dinner and say, "Danai, how many elephants do you own?" This was 2018.
Oofed.
2018. I almost called my mom and asked how many did we own. But yes, we are now better understood that Thais stand for. We have a lot of creativities in our country. We, like Boom said, Thailand is a country that you can. Actually, with small amount of money, you can start your own brand. You can just have passion and then go find pattern makers, a small factory to build with MOQ of maybe 20 pieces, 50 pieces. I don't think you can do that in China. Maybe in Vietnam, but Thailand you can. And this helps many. And also with Instagram and Line, many brands can start and then become better known and start their business without having to be in shopping mall or department stores. But it cannot last because at the end they need much more understanding from the business. And I like to add for most of you who will not know that Boom and his partner, they had passion in fashion, but none of them came from fashion background. When I worked with them a few years ago, I was surprised that all of them studied right?
Accounting.
Yeah, all of them came from accounting background. That's why they have very
Great
good
profits.
profit. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I have so many more questions for you both, but we have a lot of audience questions, which is great to see. So for starters, as homegrown brands move into more regional markets like Hong Kong, how do you maintain a clear creative identity while still adapting to the tastes of different Asian consumers? Boom, this might be a question for you to answer first.
Yeah, it's quite a tough question. We don't have any offline store here yet, but we are opening a store in KL in the beginning of next year. We are open one in Jakarta very soon, and we try to expand abroad if any opportunity come as well. We believe that in Southeast Asian country, maybe not all Asian country, but most of the Southeast Asian country, we share a lot of similarities. Yeah, in terms of the taste and the style, the sizing as well. Of course, like Thai is quite slim, but in general, the taste, we have the unique want that's different from the rest of the world. That's why when we did the marketing after the COVID, we, try to target the Southeast Asian countries first. And even China or Hong Kong, we believe that we share some, similarities as well. So we don't need to adjust that much. And let's see, just try it first.
Absolutely. Danai, you might be better suited to answer this next question. What lessons can Hong Kong draw from the current success of Thailand's retail industry?
Hong Kong is on another league, actually. In the past, we in Thailand luxury retailer, we would look to Hong Kong and Japan as our benchmark, and still today we have five, six luxury shopping malls. But Hong Kong, when luxury brands open in Thailand, that's the maximum door that we could have, right? We can't expand to on street store. I haven't seen any brand do that. We are not like in Europe or in Hong Kong where we have the right climate. In Thailand, you can only exist in shopping malls, and that's the maximum door we can have, 5 doors. But in Hong Kong, some brands have, 11, 14, 15 locations, less nowadays, but Hong Kong is still way beyond. The other city that I would say Bangkok have maybe in some brand have surplus in terms of number is Singapore. Singapore used to be much higher in terms of number, but now Thailand is higher. And I mean Bangkok alone only.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. We're running short on time. Are young Thai brands supported by grants and funding? Is there a good infrastructure to support emerging brands?
No,
Maybe both
no.
of you have thoughts. No. Okay. Short answer, no. Okay.
Well, actually, not anymore for the funding. But what I can tell recently is that the shopping malls in Thailand right now, they kind of embrace the young fashion entrepreneur. And that's quite great because they know that it's a win-win situation, that the shopping malls, they need some excitement, they need the youthfulness, they need, something juicy, they need, So they kind of support, and it's gonna be easier because I view the shopping mall as the infrastructure to enter the, the big crowd. Yep.
And then one last question. This question is for Boom. I would like to know, how do they define who are their target customers for Gentlewoman?
Yeah, many people ask me a lot that what's your, age of the customer? And I always answer is that nowadays, at least in Thailand, we are not, defined by the age group anymore. And we are focusing on the style, on the viewpoint. I mean, like the young one right now, they want to be older. And the old one, they want to be the young one. Yeah. So our customers start from maybe like 20s to like 50s. And believe it or not, the older one, they spend a lot more. Wow. Yeah, the young one, they like to spend, but they can, afford only like few pieces a month.
Right. It's a huge range, actually.
Yeah, but because we're focusing on the mid-scale, so, right now, we need to be, target the bigger group. Yeah, so we don't want to be niche, and we cannot be, because of the scale, we cannot be niche anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Gentlewoman is rapidly expanding, which is great to hear. And that basically concludes our time today. I'm sorry we couldn't get through all of the questions, but please join me in giving these gentlemen a round of applause.